to Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. My name is Olotoluwatosin and I am your English teacher. In today's lesson, we'll be learning future tense. How to use our future tense appropriately. That is exactly what we're going to learn today. Let's dive into the lesson. But before then, let's look at our learning objectives.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Our learning objectives. You will learn the meaning of future tense, identify how to form future tense, and make use of future tense appropriately. To begin with the lesson, what is future tense? I said future tense is a grammatical form that expresses actions or events that will occur in the future. It allows us to talk about plans, predictions, and possibility that have not yet happened, things that have not yet happened. Future tense allows us to talk about it. Now, how do we form future tense? How do you form your tenses? What exactly are the things you should consider when you want to form a future tense? The first thing is this. When we are forming future tense, we can have simple future tense, we can have future continuous tense, but let's look at the formation of the simple future tense before we move to the other ones. When you are forming your future tense, you should use a will or shall plus verb. As you can see here, will or shall plus verb, will or shall, depending on the subject you're using. For example, I will study tomorrow. I will study tomorrow. I shall travel to Ghana. I shall travel to Ghana. Take notes. To form future tense, you need will or shall plus your verb. Your verb in the simple present tense. Okay? Take note of that. Then, if you are going to form future continuous tense, you would be using will be or shall be. So for instance, we have by 10 a.m. tomorrow, I shall be writing the common entrance examination. I shall be writing the common entrance examination. In that sentence, shall be is talking about a continuous form, shall be writing. The line shall be writing. So I said we can use will be, shall be, or shall be plus verb. Then the combination of this is going to help us to form a future continuous tense. Continuous because we are going to use a continuous form of verb right here. Writing, then shall be. That makes a future continuous tense. Let's look at another example. Samson will be working during the weekends. Samson will be working during the weekend. Working is a continuous tense. Then our future tense that has been combined with this future tense is will be. As you can see the formation, I hope you're learning and you're following the formation of the future continuous tense. Let's go ahead and see how to form other forms of this future tense. Then if you are going to form your future perfect tense, take notes of the word perfect. If you are going to form that, what exactly should you consider? I said this tense is formed by will or shall plus perfect infinitive, and most often features a time expression in the sentence. It is usually used for an action which will be in the past at a given time. Look at the example. Example 1. The committee will have concluded their deliberation by the end of a week. Take note, perfect tense. Look at the perfect tense that was used here. Concluded, have concluded, have served. By this December, I shall have served the country for 1 year. Now, what you ought to use is will or shall, depending on the verb, depending on your subject. Shall or will, then plus perfect tense. I've served, I've concluded, and that is how to form your future perfect tense. And let's look at the last one, which is our future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous. It is usually formed by will or shall have been, will or shall have been plus present participle. Present participle because it is continuous. So we're going to use a present participle. By the end of this year, by the end of this month, rather, Paul will have been writing, take notes. Can you see? This is present participle, been writing. By the end of this month, Paul will have, this is indicating future, will. Then perfect continuous, have been writing. It means continuous. By the end of this month, Paul will have been writing the book for 3 months. That is an example of present perfect continuous tense. And let's look at another example. By the end of the year, he will have been practicing. This makes it continuous tense, practicing. Will means future, will have been practicing for 3 years. And that is that. I hope this is very clear to you. So let's look at some questions. Practice exercises. Look at the first one. I would have been surprised if you dashed the orange. I would have been surprised if you dashed the orange. We have 4 options. Plugged, did plug, have plugged, had plugged. What is the correct answer? Look at the second one. By next year, I dash my degree. Finish is in the brackets. By next year, I dash finish my degree. Will finish, finish, would finish, shall finish. Then the third question, by the time I arrive, the dash finish their project. Will have finished, would have finished, have finished, or had finished. Now to answer this question, let's look at the first one. I would have been surprised if you dashed the orange. Now the correct answer there, because we are considering the future tense, I would have been surprised. I would have been surprised if you have plugged. See? If you have plugged the orange. Now let's look at the next one. By this year, I dash finish my degree. I will finish, because it's a future tense. It's telling us something that will happen in the coming year. I will finish. So for question 2, our correct answer is will finish. Then the third one, by the time I arrive, they dash their project. They dash their project. They have finished. They have finished the project. I hope that is clear and you enjoyed the lesson. And that is all for today.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
For feedback, comments, or questions, please follow us on our social media handle to drop your questions or your feedback. Thank you.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects: mathematics, English language, physics, chemistry, and biology, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates on this station. Learners can also connect with Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.